Hello, I'm Tectonic, and I invite you to join me on a journey into a world often overlooked, yet teeming with drama, intrigue, and extraordinary invention. It is the world of plants. They may seem still, rooted to the spot, but in the realm of reproduction, they are anything but passive. To continue their lineage, to cast their seeds into the future, plants have devised some of the most elaborate and astonishing strategies found anywhere in the natural world. It is a silent, yet spectacular battle for survival fought through color, scent, and ingenious design. From the highest canopy to the forest floor, a constant, vibrant dialogue is taking place. It's a conversation of seduction and deception, of partnership and even brute force. Plants, unable to move, must command the elements and enlist the animal kingdom to do their bidding. They have become masters of manipulation, evolving unique and often startling adaptations to attract pollinators and disperse their offspring far and wide. This is not simply about survival, it's about conquest. In this exploration, we will witness these remarkable feats of natural engineering. We will uncover the secrets behind flowers that mimic insects with breathtaking precision, plants that smell of death to attract life, and seeds that travel on ingenious, self-made parachutes. These are the untold stories of botanical sex, a testament to the incredible and often bizarre ingenuity that life employs to perpetuate itself. Prepare to see the familiar world of plants in a completely new light. Here, in the humid undergrowth of a tropical forest, we find one of nature's most masterful illusionists, the orchid. This particular species, the bee orchid, has a challenge. It needs a very specific insect, a solitary bee, to carry its pollen. But rather than simply offering nectar as a reward, it has evolved a far more cunning strategy. The flower's petal, known as the labellum, has transformed over millennia. It has developed the precise shape, the velvety texture, and even the intricate furry patterns that perfectly mimic a female bee. It is a deception of the highest order, a visual trick designed to fool a male bee into believing he has found a mate. The ruse doesn't end with sight alone. The orchid goes a step further, releasing a chemical scent, a pheromone, that is indistinguishable from the one produced by a receptive female bee. Drawn in by this irresistible perfume and the tantalizing visual cue, the male bee lands and attempts to mate with the flower. In his misguided passion, he jostles against the orchid's reproductive structures, and a small, sticky packet of pollen, a pollinium, is glued firmly to his back. The orchid has achieved its goal. When the frustrated bee flies off to be duped by another orchid, he will unwittingly deliver his precious cargo, ensuring the plant's cross-pollination. Deep within the rainforests of Sumatra, an altogether different and far more pungent strategy is unfolding. Here, a colossal and truly bizarre structure is preparing to bloom. This is the Amorphophallus titanum, better known as the corpse flower. For years it has been gathering energy in its enormous underground tuber, waiting for this one moment. Its flowering is a rare and fleeting event, lasting for just a day or two, and to attract its pollinators from across the dense jungle, it cannot rely on sweet perfumes or delicate colors. It needs something far more powerful. As the great spathe unfurls, it releases an odor that is both overwhelming and profoundly shocking. It is the smell of decay, of rotting flesh. This macabre perfume is a carefully crafted chemical cocktail, designed to imitate a carcass and attract the undertakers of the forest, carrion beetles and flesh flies. These insects, normally drawn to dead animals to lay their eggs, are lured into the flower's deep chamber. As they crawl around, searching for the source of the smell, they are dusted with pollen. Trapped for a short time, they are eventually released to carry that pollen to another blooming corpse flower, completing a vital act of reproduction orchestrated by a truly foul scent. For a plant, ensuring its seeds find new ground to germinate is a fundamental challenge. Some rely on animals, others on the wind, but a select few have developed a more dramatic, more violent solution. Here we find the humble touch-me-not, or jewelweed. Its elongated seed pods are a marvel of mechanical tension. As the seeds inside mature, the pod's walls dry out, building up an incredible amount of stored energy like a coiled spring. The pod becomes highly sensitive to the slightest disturbance. A passing animal, a falling raindrop, or even a gentle touch is all it takes to trigger the mechanism. In an instant, the pod's walls split and curl back with astonishing speed, flinging the seeds several meters away from the parent plant. This explosive dispersal gives the offspring a vital head start, launching them away from the shadow and competition of their parent. It is a purely mechanical strategy, a small-scale botanical catapult, ensuring the next generation has a chance to colonize new territory. This method, though startling, is remarkably effective, a testament to the power of physical forces harnessed by the plant kingdom for their own reproductive ends. Across vast swathes of our planet, from prairies to savannas, another, far more subtle strategy dominates. This is the world of grasses. They form the foundation of entire ecosystems, yet their method of reproduction is a game of chance, played out on an immense scale. Unlike the showy, insect-attracting flowers, grass flowers are small, inconspicuous, and stripped of all extravagance. There are no colorful petals, no sweet nectar, no alluring scents. They have no need to attract animals. Instead, they have placed their trust entirely in an invisible and unpredictable partner, the wind. To succeed, they must produce pollen in prodigious quantities. On a breezy day, entire fields of grass release billions upon billions of tiny, lightweight pollen grains into the air, forming hazy clouds that drift across the landscape. The feathery branching stigmas of other grass flowers act as nets, perfectly designed to catch these airborne travelers. It is a hugely wasteful process. For every grain that finds its target, countless millions are lost. But by sheer weight of numbers, the grasses ensure their success, a silent, atmospheric river of genetic material flowing across continents, binding these vast ecosystems together. On the still surface of a freshwater pond, a pristine beauty floats, the water lily. Its large, radiant flowers seem the very picture of tranquility. But for one of its key pollinators, the scarab beetle, this beautiful flower becomes a temporary fragrant prison. As dusk falls, the lily opens its first-day flower, releasing a powerful sweet scent that draws the beetles in. They arrive to feast on the nectar and protein-rich appendages offered at the flower's center. As they feed, the flower begins to close its petals around them, trapping them inside for the night. The beetles are held captive, but they are not harmed. They are simply overnight guests in a floral chamber. Throughout the night, the flower's male parts mature and release their pollen, dusting the imprisoned beetles thoroughly. The following day, the flower opens once more, now in its female phase, and the pollen-covered beetles are set free. They fly off, invariably attracted to another newly opened, first-day water lily, where they will deliver their pollen load before being trapped once more. It is a clever system of ensuring cross-pollination using temporary confinement as a tool for genetic exchange. Few relationships in nature are as intricate or as codependent as that between the fig tree and the fig wasp. It is a partnership, a mutualism, forged over 80 million years. The fig itself is not a fruit, but an enclosed, inward-facing flower called a syconium. For the fig tree to reproduce, it needs a very specific visitor. A tiny pregnant female fig wasp, born inside another fig, must find her way to a receptive tree. She enters the fig through a minuscule opening, an ordeal so tight that her wings and antennae are often torn off in the process. She will never leave. Once inside, she moves among the hundreds of tiny flowers, laying her eggs in some and pollinating others with pollen she carried from her birth fig. In doing so, she sacrifices her life for the next generation. Her offspring hatch. The blind, wingless males mate with the females and then chew an escape tunnel for them before dying. The newly pregnant females collect pollen and exit through the tunnel, carrying the fig's genetic material to another tree, beginning the cycle anew. The tree provides a nursery for the wasps, and the wasps ensure the tree's survival. They cannot exist without each other. On a manicured lawn or a forgotten roadside verge, a familiar sight signals the changing of the seasons. The dandelion. Often dismissed as a common weed, it is in fact a master of dispersal. Its bright yellow flower gives way to a perfect spherical seed head, a clock of ethereal beauty. Each individual seed, or achene, is attached to a delicate, feathery structure known as a pappus. This is not just a tuft of fluff, it is a superbly engineered parachute, designed to harness the power of the wind in a remarkable way. Unlike a solid parachute, the pappus is mostly empty space, composed of around 100 fine filaments. Scientists have discovered that this design creates a special type of air vortex above it as it travels, a stable bubble of low-pressure air that enhances drag and keeps the seed aloft for much longer than its weight would suggest. This allows the dandelion seed to become an expert aerial voyager, capable of traveling hundreds of kilometers on a favorable breeze. It's a simple yet profoundly sophisticated piece of natural aeronautics, ensuring that the dandelion can colonize new and distant territories with effortless grace. While many plants cater to the world of insects, others have evolved to attract a different class of pollinator entirely: birds. In the Americas, hummingbirds are the target. In Africa and Asia, it is sunbirds. To attract these fast-moving, energetic creatures, flowers have developed a very specific suite of traits. They are often tubular in shape, perfectly accommodating a long, slender beak, and most strikingly, they are frequently a brilliant shade of red or orange. Birds see color very differently from insects, and they are particularly drawn to these bright, warm hues, which stand out vividly against a backdrop of green foliage. Unlike insect-pollinated flowers, these blossoms rarely have a strong scent, as birds have a relatively poor sense of smell. Instead of fragrance, their reward is a generous supply of thin, watery nectar, a high-energy fuel essential for a bird's demanding metabolism. As a hummingbird hovers, probing the flower for its sugary drink, its head is precisely positioned to brush against the anthers and stigma. Pollen is transferred to its feathers, ready to be carried to the next bright red beacon it visits. It is a vibrant and energetic exchange, a flash of color that fuels life. In a world of elaborate tricks and complex partnerships, some plants have opted for a much safer, more reliable strategy. They have chosen self-sufficiency. The common garden pea is a prime example of this approach. Its flower structure is cleverly designed to facilitate self-pollination. The reproductive parts, the stamen and the pistil, are enclosed together within a special petal called the keel. This enclosure acts as a barrier, largely preventing pollen from other plants from reaching the stigma. It creates a private chamber for reproduction. Before the flower even opens, the anthers mature and release their pollen directly onto the stigma within the same flower. Fertilization is almost guaranteed. This strategy is particularly advantageous in environments where pollinators are scarce or unreliable. It is a fail-safe mechanism, ensuring that the plant can produce seeds and continue its lineage no matter the external conditions. While it limits genetic diversity, the certainty of reproduction provides a powerful evolutionary advantage. It is the ultimate backup plan, a testament to the fact that in nature, sometimes the simplest solution is the most effective. From the intricate deception of the orchid to the explosive power of the touch-me-not and the silent atmospheric journey of grass pollen, we have seen that the world of plant reproduction is anything but static. It is a dynamic theater of ingenuity. These remarkable adaptations are not mere curiosities, they are the finely honed results of millions of years of evolutionary pressure. They showcase the sheer creativity of life, the endless ways in which organisms solve the fundamental problem of creating the next generation. It is a world of silent architects and engineers, of chemists and illusionists. These strategies highlight a profound truth, that every living thing on this planet is locked in a constant struggle for continuance, and the solutions they have found are often more strange and more wonderful than anything we could invent. The corpse flower's macabre perfume, the water lily's temporary prison, and the dandelion's perfect parachute all speak to the incredible power and resourcefulness of the natural world. They are stories of survival, written in the language of petals, pollen, and seeds. So the next time you walk through a park, a forest, or even your own garden, I encourage you to look a little closer. See the bee buzzing around a flower not just as a random act, but as a crucial part of an ancient contract. Notice the structure of a seed and wonder how it travels. In every flower, every seed pod, there is a story of survival, a wild reproductive trick waiting to be discovered. The world is full of these botanical wonders, if we only take a moment to see them.